Okay, had a good question from Mr. Resurrection Training. I feel like at this point I should just start like a Ask the Crippled Master series or something. Let me show this from this angle probably. Oh my god, it's so heavy. I've got like 250 pounds of sand in this mother. Alright, so the man was asking about the front leg low kick. For the sake of bag practice, you want to T-bone it, okay? Striking perpendicular to your target. Because if you strike like this, you end up kind of scraping your foot, okay? So it'll be essentially exactly the same, okay? Now I kind of brought it back. That's an old habit of, striking and bringing it back and doing like a more powerful strike to, follow up. You can always put it back in the front where it was, okay? So for this one, I am gonna actually use a tiny bit more hip flexion. I'm gonna lift my knee slightly and then just turn my hip over, okay? As I'm pivoting on that back foot. All right. Now, easier said than done, right? You can always kind of mess around with your balance, that position. The good thing you can do is kind of just, put your hand on the bag for balance. Go ahead and already have that back leg foot pointed maybe around 120 degrees. And just try to find your balance here. Put your hand up, feel it out. That's kind of where you want it to be. Okay. So it's a real quick kick. Now in practice and sparring, you don't necessarily need to T-bone a guy. Okay, this is a little bit of a less committed kick. The rear leg kick is going to be way more, it's way more range of motion. It's going to be similar to like a hook punch. All right, so it's going to take a little more commitment. But that front leg kick, low kick, it's going to be more like a jab. Okay, so you don't have to commit your entire body to rotating as much in a sparring match or fight. You can kind of, pivot less and kick more diagonally, okay, up. And typically, let's say, if you're in your orthodox stance, right leg is back, and you're fighting a guy in the same exact stance as you, this is going to be an inside kick to his front leg, okay? If you're fighting a southpaw, it's just not going to work out probably. don't use this kick on a southpaw, I would say. Okay, so try to just pick it up again and then get that internal rotation going. This is a good drill too, just kind of finding your balance and like doing that. You can hear my hip popping right now. And of course, to actually get the power of your full body into it, make sure to pivot again that leg a good bit. So my foot is pointed over here. That's, I don't know, was it like 120 degrees, something like that? And again, in a sparring match, if you don't want to have as much movement, just kind of make it like a quick flicky thing, it's fine to totally pivot, maybe not even 90 degrees. Okay, that way you're still balanced and stuff, and you can kind of follow up with something else, okay? But for the bag, you don't want to kick up on it, unless the bag's, at this kind of angle. Just go ahead and T-bone it, just like your rear leg, low kick. Okay? Or any kick, really. Anyway, man, that's a difficult one to get right, but once you kind of get used to that internal hip rotation and, you know, pivoting really hard on that rear leg, your standing leg, it'll come naturally eventually. It might take a year or so to feel real comfortable with it, especially moving around and throwing it. You know, standing in place and hitting it back is one thing, but actually moving and using it in like a fight or sparring match is something completely different. Anyway, hope that helps, dude. Pretty much the same idea as that rear leg low kick. Anyway, peace.